questions that I think are really important for us to understand and consider, given the complexity of this project. Can we in fact support this number of arenas in our community? What is the impact to our general fund? The fund through which we pay for libraries and senior centers and cops and fire and EMS. This is not data that we should be afraid of. This is data that we should welcome and demand. The assessment that has been provided to be 100% accurate. Hope, though, is not a strategy. We have seen in our community the times where we have not necessarily done our due diligence, and we can see the impacts of those each day. And again, this is about making sure that our folks have the data and are brought into the conversation. We can appreciate much of the information that is pertinent to negotiations we've just received in the last 60 days, okay? In the last 60 days, the community has just become aware of the county's contribution, which is $311 million, absent a community benefits agreement, and the Spurs' contribution of $500 million. On July 25th, which is less than 30 days from today, we were first, the City Council was first publicly presented with a range of potential contributions from the city, which would be $350 million to $500 million, less than 30 days ago. I want to make sure the Spurs stay in San Antonio for as long as possible. I do want to make sure, and I think that is best accomplished when folks feel like they have all of the data and feel like they have been brought into the process. So I've been very clear about why I think it's important that we take a strategic pause to ensure that is in fact the case. I looked at the cost of the CSL studies, but let's just take as given the numbers that have been presented or offered. So for a $489 million city contribution, if the study, costs $250K, that is the equivalent of 0.05 of our contribution. If the cost is $500K, that comes out to 0.1% of our contribution. That is the equivalent of spending $1 to understand if you should spend 1,000. Would you have an issue with the community taking a little bit more time to
point of order?
Yeah.
Point of order. One, this presentation should have been made from the front, and second, this was not in the presentation that we were calling up audience members. I think they should be saved for our discussion, council discussion.
City Attorney, is there any issue with me asking the question right now?
No issue, Mayor, other than as the councilman pointed out, if there's going to be council discussion, it should be part of that.
It wasn't meant to be council discussion. It was just one question to the Spurs owner.
And I represent the Esperanza Peace and Justice Center. We support item number 4. For most of its history, San Antonio has been controlled by its business elite, who use government authority to profit off the poor. This exploitation was aided by an at-large election of council members. In 1977, under threat
So I commend you to be impartial. Know the mistakes that other cities are in the middle of. Tampa with their baseball team, Kansas City with their baseball team and their football team, even though they won Super Bowls, are threatening to leave and holding the cities hostage. You all represent San Antonio. You look like San Antonio. I've said it to you. I hope you act on behalf of the common good of all of San Antonio. Thank you.
I guarantee you, we need to start acting like a world-class city. We have a UNESCO designation. We are a city of gastronomy, and we need to start providing for that as well. From our neighbors from the east side to the south side and everywhere in between, I guarantee and I'm confident as a council that you all will solve housing crisis. You all will solve food insecurities because you guys are passionate about our city as we are as well. And I guarantee you, with this stadium, it is going to be a staple for everyone that comes through our new airports, our new terminals. They are going to see San Antonio as a gem that we are. So stop holding San Antonio hostage from opportunity. Help us move forward for opportunities to come. Thank you.
$500 million direct contribution toward the arena costs. Spurs cover 100% of cost overruns. The city's commitment is capped. $1.4 billion in private development to create jobs and grow downtown in the district. $75 million in community benefits. That's over $2 billion committed from the Spurs, one of the largest private investments in the history of San Antonio. The Spurs will invest alongside the city and the county in a true partnership. The public will own the arena. There will be no impact on local residents' taxes and no money diverted from the city's general fund. So this world-class arena will be owned by the public, paid by tourists, and operated by the Spurs. A successful formula that has provided 5 championships to this city and will bring many more. For clarity, the state rules limit these funds to venue projects like this. But this project isn't just about dollars. It's about what those dollars mean for San Antonio. This will make sure the heart of San Antonio is thriving.
I've been a proud member of the San Antonio community. For 35 years. I was drafted here in 1989 by the San Antonio Spurs, and I was a young man who knew nothing about the city. And I quickly learned when I got here how much the people of San Antonio meant to the San Antonio Spurs and how much the Spurs meant to the people. I was constantly sent out by the Spurs to countless schools across this city to encourage kids to excel in the classroom, to respect your teachers, to stay away from drugs and gangs, and to stay in school. The Spurs have always been an instrument for bigger things, to build up San Antonio. And that spirit continues today, whether it's visiting wounded warriors, fixing playgrounds, speaking to students in school, leading charitable functions and events for the less fortunate, especially during the holiday season. Spurs players past and present have never been more active in the community than they are today. I have friends and colleagues across the NBA, the NFL, and Major League Baseball, and I can say without hesitation that no other professional sports franchise engages the community like the San Antonio Spurs do. The impact is immeasurable. And there's a reason that so many of us stay here. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Monty Jr., Tony Parker, they laid down roots right here in San Antonio. And I did too, because there's a special bond here between the team, the city, and its people. It's special. It's not just about basketball. Over the last 3 decades, I've watched San Antonio grow into one of the most dynamic, diverse, and welcoming cities in the entire nation. From our military presence, to our thriving small businesses, to our incredibly rich cultural traditions like Fiesta that make us so unique. We are a city on the rise. We saw that earlier with our culinary chefs. This gives us a chance to really soar. Project Marvel can make that happen. So thank you for all of your time, and thank you for believing in San Antonio.